Okay, welcome back to another Metabolic Monday. We are almost live, about 3 seconds away, it looks like. Okay, and we are live. Friends, welcome back. In today's show, we're going to share a reaction video from Haley Khalil, who asked Elizabeth Olsen, who's an actress. I don't watch a lot of pop culture or media or things like that, so I don't know exactly what movies this actress has been in, but evidently there was the Golden Globes in Los Angeles last night, and it was quite cold outside. And Haley Khalil, who is ostensibly some celebrity of sorts, asked Elizabeth Olsen why she was not cold. Now, before I play that, I'm going to play that clip very shortly. I think it's really succinct and gets to the point. But the reason why I'm sharing this is because I don't know how many women you know in your life who are saying to you they are cold all of the time. In fact, this happened to me in college. I wanted to share this story after I play the clip where I was really big into going on a vegan diet for a little bit, mostly for financial reasons. I'll share with you those reasons shortly. But I was cold all of the time. So if you know someone who's cold all the time, please share this clip with them, my friends. Really interesting stuff, because it turns out that the goitrogens and anti-nutrients, particularly in brassica family and soy products, protein, everything like that, are harmful for your thyroid, which make you more susceptible to being cold and really, feeling cold all the time. Okay. Here we go. Here's my Instagram. If we're not yet friends on Instagram, we should do that. Let's play this clip so you can hear this. Oh, might get a little feedback. All right. Okay. So this is Haley Khalil asking. Now, will you be able to hear that? I sure hope that you can hear this audio. Hold on. Let me see if I can make sure. Before we play the clip, all right, just bear with me. I want to make sure that you can hear the audio. So we're going to go through. I'm going to tweak some settings here. All right, here we go. I'm going to play it one more time. Okay, so you don't need to hear any more of that, although it is an interesting clip. Again, there's some other things that we talk about on Instagram. If you haven't yet watched this video on the story of how canola oil is actually an engine lubricant that's been repurposed as food. We can talk about that stuff later, my friends. But I do actually want to get into this paper in a moment. But first, just want to say thank you for being here. Again, we don't normally do these reaction videos and things like that. We're going to get into actually some meat of some content very, very soon. But I just thought this whole trending viral news story, I don't even know if it's a news story. It's just like an interesting piece, because at the Golden Globes, most people are, pushing plant-based diets, and investors in Beyond Meat and, meat alternatives. And, they're ostensibly supporting the environment, yet they fly private jets to these, different events and the sort. So I just thought it was incredibly fascinating to see a celebrity admit that, she is feeling better and she's not having thyroid issues because she's eating meat. Now, here's just my quick story. So in college, I worked at a health food store, okay, this super supplements health food store. Really had a lot of different types of protein. And I've been taking whey protein at that point for almost 8 years. I started working out and taking protein when I was about 13, 14 years old. My uncle was really big into whey protein. He was the one that got me into this and exposed me to the idea of branched chain amino acids and creatine and carnitine and these different nutrients and all that. So I got really into this. Anyway, I had a money issue in college, as most college students do. And so I was taking a lot of this soy protein. And I actually liked the taste of the soy protein back then. It tasted really good. And it was often discounted at the health food store that I worked at in college because no one wanted to buy this stuff. So I had no idea that there were anti-nutrients in soy protein that would affect your thyroid and cause you to feel cold all the time. I remember, because I was on the collegiate cycling team. And at this point, I lost a lot of weight from overdoing endurance exercise, not prioritizing animal protein, just eating grains and all this crap, right? Anyway, I remember sitting in the front seat of my buddy Brian's car, and it was the car was hot. We had it full blast. We're just driving down the road in like February for a training ride, to go drive the bikes. I can't remember. We went to Seattle. We lived in Bellingham. We're doing something in Seattle. And he had the heat on full blast the entire drive. And he is like starting to sweat at this point. Like, Mike, can I roll down the window? This is getting a bit ridiculous. I'm like, no, I'm like literally shivering in the car. And it was at that point, maybe a little bit earlier, but I realized something was wrong with me at this point. And this is actually how I got into health and why I got a master's degree in nutrition, started working as a functional medicine consultant, all that. So it was feeling cold all the time and having low testosterone from probably all the soy protein that I was eating that caused me to actually start to revisit all these concepts like overexercise, eating, why would I have soy protein? And this is where I stumbled upon the paleo diet, and I moved to Colorado, thought about getting my master's degree under Lauren Cordain, went to Colorado State University, actually met him. Funny story, I thought he was a woman. For those of you that don't know, Lauren Cordain and Boyd Eaton, they popularized the academic principles of the paleo diet. Then Rob Wolf went on to write the book, The Paleo Diet, which was really popularized in the lay press. But had it not been for Lauren Cordain and Boyd Eaton, no one would know about the paleo diet. And really, what we see now with the modern carnivore diet is it's essentially the paleo diet minus the tubers and some of the vegetable matter. But what I see over time when people initially go on a carnivore diet for gastrointestinal issues, autoimmunity, you fill in the blank, they generally gravitate more towards a paleo-like diet anyway. So the pendulum is always swinging, and I think it'll always probably swing back to paleo. So that is my rant for now. But friends, any comments, any questions you have? What did you think of that clip from Elizabeth Olsen? I think it's quite interesting. If you want me to replay it again, I can replay that. But what do we have question-wise? And if you don't have any questions, it's no big deal. But I just want to hop on here and just say hello. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like button right now. That lets me know that we should do these lives on Monday. Again, one of the topics that we're going to talk about next week in greater detail is this paper right here. And this is just incredibly fascinating. We're hearing so much more about cholesterol and the fact that there's a lot of controversy in the data on cholesterol, particularly as it relates to outcomes with cardiovascular disease, is a little bit more complicated than most mainstream medical professionals lead on. And I just thought this was in BMJ Open. Very interesting, just in case you're listening to this and not reading. The title of this particular open study here, this analysis, and this was an 8-year follow-up study titled Enigma of the Cardiovascular Paradox and Acute Myocardial Infarction, Lessons from an 8-year follow-up of all-cause mortality in an age match and sex match case control study with controls from patients' recruitment area. And essentially, what you see in this study is there are inverse associations with cholesterol and mortality, suggesting lower cholesterol is actually linked with higher odds of mortality. And it's just incredibly interesting that still in 2024, 2023, we've been promoting the heavy reduction of cholesterol with different medications in this. And we have these very interesting studies. And so these are studies in people who have really low cholesterol and they have higher incidence of mortality. I mean, it's just, these charts and hazard ratios really quite tell the story. And so actually, if you look right here, cases, LDL cholesterol in quartiles. And so these are quartiles bumped into low cholesterol versus high. You see the cumulative all-cause mortality index here. You can see that on your screen. Yeah, let me zoom that in one more time for all of you good live listeners. Again, if you're enjoying the content, hit that like button. But check this out. Again, this is I believe it was an 8 to 10 year study. Did we say? I'm sorry. This is in individuals who already had a primary event. But if you look at the cumulative all-cause mortality and people who have the lowest cholesterol, it's the highest. This is insane. And so the fact that we are continuing to recommend aggressive lipid-lowering therapy in people who have had a primary event is just insane. So people in this quartile here, you can see my cursor on the screen. This is people with the lowest the highest cholesterol and the lowest risk of all-cause mortality. And so the people with very low LDL cholesterol, I'm not laughing because I don't want people to die. I'm laughing because this goes completely, this is the antithesis of mainstream medicine right here. Most doctors want to lower your LDL cholesterol, especially if you've had an event. Now, it would be, disingenuous for me to not talk about the fact that, statins do have inherent anti-inflammatory benefits, acute benefits, anti-inflammatory. So that might be why some people, especially after they have an event, myocardial infarction, they're in the heart attack, they have some chest pain, things like that. There are some anti-inflammatory benefits to statins, but there's million ways to reduce inflammation besides just dropping your cholesterol to the dirt. So anyway, that's going to be a topic for another time, but I'm going to pop out the chat and just honor our live listeners here. As always, appreciate you being here. Thanks for hitting that like button. People are commenting here that even celebrities are understanding that there's benefits to a carnivore diet. Okay, you have zinc, selenium, all sorts of different nutrients. Yes, this is true. Carnitine, creatine. Okay. Comment says here, Mike, do you recommend a 48-hour fast once a week? Also, outstanding video gram protein and increased amount per meal. Okay, thank you for that. I'm frozen. Okay, I'm glad that everything is good now. According to my servers on this side, we're good. Okay, a 48-hour fast once a week is a lot. If you were morbidly obese, I could understand a very long, prolonged fast, but that's a lot. That's a lot. I would not advise that to everyone. Only people who might be experiencing significant body composition issues. 48 hours is a lot. I would say at most people 24 hours is just fine. That's what I would say. Especially if you're exercising. So we can get some of the benefits that we want to get from fasting from exercise. Okay. So, my friends, just wanted to hop on quickly. If there's not a lot of questions, let me know if you have any other questions or whatnot. But, again, I just think it's incredibly interesting that now we have celebrities, that, normally promote a, vegan diet or promoting a carnivore style diet. And that's what we're seeing here. This is Hallie Khalil interviewing Ashley Olsen. And she's saying, well, hey, why aren't you cold? Well, Elizabeth Olsen is saying, because I eat steak. Okay. So it does appear to be windy and cold in Los Angeles, but we know that there's anti-nutrients in plant foods, and those anti-nutrients can harm your thyroid and cause some challenges, my friends. Okay. So, as always, I'm grateful that you tuned in. Thanks for hitting that like button. Any comments or questions, let me know in the chat section, and we'll catch you on a future episode down the road. Have an awesome evening. Bye now.